Hey everybody, Spartan Overdrive here. Welcome back to our single player server series that I've been calling Minecraft Upgrade, but I think I want to change that name. I don't know why we're held to that name. I have no real reason, to be honest, but it doesn't really fit. Well, I guess it does fit. I just don't love it. So I don't know what it's going to be yet, but if you have any suggestions, let me know. In the meantime, we're going to start this episode out over here in the park. I've got something to do over there with this structure block in my hand. If you're not familiar with what we're doing, if you're new to the channel, this island here is a flower forest biome, and I took on the challenge of making this steep mountainous area a little more beautiful, and we've made a little bit of a resort, nature park area for all of our make-believe citizens. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend you go back and watch at least episode number 5 because of this cool little thing right here that is not finished, but oh boy, look at that. I'm pretty proud of that one. That was a lot of fun. And anyways, let's get to it. What are we going to do today? We're going to pretend that we took that lift over here, and then we're going to start replacing some of these trees, specifically the birch trees, but eventually all the trees. And maybe this is something that I do once each episode, and whether or not, let's see, is that the best one to do? We'll say it is. Yeah, we may do this one once each episode, and maybe I'll use one of yours, maybe I'll use one of mine. It just depends on if you guys give me any. But this one was given to me by, one moment, get to the right screen here. This one was given to me by Apocalypse, if I can type and spell at the same time, 1907. And I called it, oh, I did it all wrong. It's got to be caps correctly. All right, so let's load this up and see where it's going to actually face. It's facing, whoa, way over there. Oh my, this is ginormous. Okay, we're not going to be able to replace that one. We're going to have to put it, well, I'll tell you what, we can do that. We're just going to put it, where are we going to put it? We're going to rotate this 180. See where that ends up. I think that's going to be where I want it. Or is it? Nope, it's way over there. Where do I want this stinker? Come on, 270. I'm betting that's wrong too. Nope, that's where I want it. Yep, over there, out of the path. And then I'm going to go ahead and raise it a little bit because I have a feeling it's going to delete some of this land, and I don't want that. So I'm going to say on the Y, let's take it up to 3, and then I can always put some terraforming some land down below it. And let's just say that we're done. Nothing happened. That should have loaded something in. Let's do it one more time. Boom. No, what? What's going on? What's going on? Did I forget how to do this? Please. Oh, yeah, I did. You gotta hit load. There it is. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. It'd be a little in the air, but that's okay. So we have Apocalypse was watching my tutorial video, and he thought it was pretty cool, I guess, or he liked what I showed how to build these kind of organic trees, and he built one himself, and he did a pretty good job. This one's got a massive root system, but I like it. And he added some vines in here that I didn't have on mine. So I like it, and I'm going to, as I usually do, modify just ever so slightly, like that right there. I like a little bit easier transition. But overall, it looks pretty good. I do like it. I might put one here too. Do I like that? Too much. Nope, he had it right. Now I'm going to have to replace the vine, aren't I? That's okay. Okay, there we are. Apocalypse 1907 planted this tree October 2016. And Apocalypse buddy, I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get around to planting this in here. It's just been kind of crazy. So let's hide that. And here's a tip for you guys. What I've started doing lately is I'm leaving those in the ground just in case I ever need to use them again. Turning off the surrounding box and then just covering it up with some terraforming here. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then we're going to mosey on over to the next area that we're going to be building in today. Okay, before we head on over to the next area, this is what we ended up with. And man, I think it looks pretty good. It's a whole lot better than the naturally generated trees. And he did a good job here by leaving some open air in here like we had talked about in the tutorial. And yeah, good job, man. Again, if you guys want to donate to the build here and make some trees for us, then I will put them in the world, put your name on them like that. If that interests you at all, if not, no big deal. I've got some in here already that I've done, and I'll be adding more as time goes on. And so, yeah, let's get over to the next section. What are we doing today? Well, you probably already know if you read the title or looked at the thumbnail or were observant in the slightest. But the plan is to go ahead and start a bit. Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to go this way because there's something over there that I have not shown you yet. But yeah, the plan is, oh, you're going to see it anyways. Let's face this way. All right, can I tell you what the plan is? It's going to be to get a little spooky. I'm not sure if I'm going to get this episode out in time. I might be a little late. If I am, I'm sorry. But hopefully you're still in a Halloween spirit. If not, this is something that needs to be added to our world anyways. I just thought this might be a good time of year to do it. So we're going to today add in a graveyard. And I've decided that we're going to put that graveyard in a swampy biome. Probably not the smartest area to put one of those in real life because your bodies are going to start floating to the surface and that is nasty. But yeah, anyways, in the Minecraft world that we've got going on here, these guys may not be the brightest, and they're going to go ahead and bury their dead in a swamp. Or maybe they didn't bury their dead in the swamp. Maybe it was already a nice little place, and then I'm lost. I'm going to find this place. But before I do, let's finish our train of thought here. Maybe they buried their dead in a normal plains biome, and then something nasty happened and turned it into a swampy area. So who knows what kind of lore we're dealing with. We'll come up with something fun. But first, I got to find this swamp biome around here somewhere. Well, I finally found it. Here it is, and I have got an idea. This little hole already dug out for us. I think it's meant to be. Something's going right there, of course. But also, I think what I'm going to do that's a little bit different. I don't know if I've seen this elsewhere. Well, I know that I haven't. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know if anyone else has already done this. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to make gravestones out and about. I was just talking to you guys about how it's probably kind of silly and not too bright to bury your dead in the swamp. But like I said, I think there's going to be some kind of, we're going to go with the lore that something changed, something mystical changed in this area. And it went from one biome to the other. And so maybe this was a normal area right here that was a normal graveyard, and this swampy water, that murky stuff that moved in really messed it up somehow. So I'm gonna see if we can have some stuff that's like kind of exposed maybe. That might be a lot of fun. And then we'll just kind of place stuff randomly throughout this area. Instead of on the mainland, why not challenge ourselves to put a graveyard out here? I think that would make it a little bit more, I don't know if spooky is the right word, but it'd be a little bit weird, right? So let me think about how we're going to do that. I'm going to come up with some plans here and see what I can come up with for you guys. Well, I've got a lot of work done. I'm not quite finished, but I wanted to bring you guys up to speed and see where I'm at right now. And this is where we're going to start right here with this giant, poorly constructed mammoth head sticking in the water here. And then we've got a rib cage over here to look kind of spooky. And it's kind of sunken into the ground on this side to give it a little more depth. And so the idea behind this graveyard situation that's out here and getting all sunken down that we were talking about before is that something did this. And what did it but this nasty purple mycelium stuff? And where did it come from? Of course, from this purple portal down here. And yeah, so that's kind of the idea. And from what we're doing here, and you can see I put some leaf blocks in the ground, some soul sand where the graves are, because that was kind of fitting, I thought. And then I just did some random kind of fallen gravestones here. Some of them look all right. Some of them are just kind of, that one's still good. The cross there's another cross over here that's kind of fallen down and fallen apart a little bit was the idea behind that. And yeah, so we've got just a bunch of mess, honestly. I spammed the junk out of this place just to make it look nasty and ugly. and I think it turned out okay. This, I decided, this was that hole I said we're going to make into something, and I decided it's been looted. It's been grave robbed, and that's what I ended up doing with that. And then over here, I put a chest out here. So this doesn't work great, honestly, but the idea, this is all pretend anyways, right? The idea behind this is that it is a coffin where the land has been totally washed away, and it's just kind of floating out there ready to be dragged out into the water somewhere. In fact, if I liked it better, I would probably put more of them out somewhere floating in the distance. That would be pretty cool, but I don't love that look. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to include the one. So anyways, and then I built this mausoleum down here, and I think it turned out okay. Uh-oh, I've got a little bit of an issue here. Let's see if I can't fix this. Go back into, what do we got here? F5? No, not F5. What am I doing? Get yourself together, man. F1, there it is. Let's plug a block in there. And yeah, so it turned out, it's not I don't know, I didn't love the design until I started beating it up. And that's what I did. I just beat the mess out of it. Like, I took this whole corner out, and I put some stones around here to make it look like it's all dilapidated, and just add some holes in like that. And let's go ahead and hit one over here. I thought would be a good one. Yeah, so anyways, that's what we're looking at now. I didn't really get into an interior a whole lot, except, wait a minute. Who knocked down the gate here? Oh my word. What happened? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All my friends are dead. All my favorite YouTubers, all the people who have inspired me. Oh my goodness, I don't even want to go down here. What's gonna be down here? Oh guys, this can't be right. No! Well guys, that was terrifying. Terrifyingly cheesy. But now that I'm over my own death finally, and that of all my friends and inspirational leaders in the community, let's go take a look at who we got here. We got Grotzod, who's RIP Nodak Smack, and of course Minecraft Noodler over here, and then we got Rin the Dog, RIP Azuma, Green, Mumbo, Etho, B00, and Iskal85. So I have been watching YouTube forever. These guys have been such inspiration to me, and so much more, but I only had so much room here, and I didn't want to drag the video out too much longer. So I'm sure all of you know who all of these guys are already, but if you haven't, check them out, please. I'll put links in the description to all the channels if they've got them. And I would advise go ahead and checking out the download for this in the description, because I might have some Easter eggs in here, just a little hint and a sneak peek, but all of these might have some fun little cheesy things for you guys to check out. And of course, I would love to see what you guys do with this in your own world to make it even better. But yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. So what I did I put these horns on here because I wanted it to have more texture and depth. I tried wrapping something all the way around in various locations. Didn't really love it. Started knocking it out, and I accidentally kind of created some horns, and I thought, oh man, that looks really spooky. Let's keep that. And then I thought iron gates fit well with this, or the iron bars rather. And I don't know why. I don't know what they are exactly, but they look kind of cool. I like them. They kind of go with the cobweb a little bit. And then for the door here, I wanted a gate, but I wanted to be able to go in it without having to open it somehow. So I just kind of sunk the path down a little bit here, and that's what I ended up with. But yeah, so this top part is what we call a mausoleum, and then down here is the crypt. And I just knocked the mess out of this area too. And we've got spooky redstone lighting so that it's not anything too crazy. And apparently I think a lot of myself were reserving this spot for me. But no, I mean, come on, I made the place. It's the least I could do. But anyways, yeah, so that's kind of it there. And then out here, the last few things I want to do to touch up this place is I added some pumpkins in the background that are not really part of the build, but just give some kind of atmosphere to the place when you're here. So I thought, let's continue that. This used to be probably a gated off place, right? So I'm gonna create some walls here that are really super dilapidated, and they might go into the water, and we're gonna create a little bit of a boundary here that I think should look pretty good. And along with that, I am going, you know what else I might do? I might get a shovel out and turn some of these into path blocks, because that would look pretty nasty and grimy. Especially if you only do one block at a time, it's a lot darker than if you put path blocks next to each other. So yeah, we may do that. I've hidden some pumpkin lighting in a few places, key places that I think kind of want to draw your eye to. And then the other idea that I had were with these trees. We're going to replace some of them. I'm going to put some dead trees in here. We're going to use some of the stuff from our tutorial video that we did a while back. And then also I'm replacing some of these with the gray acacia wood, because I thought that looked really nice and dead. It's like where it got touched by this mycelium, it got infected, and it's kind of working its way up the tree slowly. So let me grab a couple of those files and start working on that. Okay, what do you guys think? I really like it. I absolutely love that old broken down gate. That's just so cool to me with the everything about it. Love that right there. I think that turned out really, really well. And the only thing, that I would actually change, go back and do, and I'm not sure yet because I'm running out of time, but this here, the rib cage, now that it's facing the same direction as this, I kind of wish it was facing the other direction. But yeah, I didn't know we were going to put this right here at the time, so that's what we ended up with, and I think it looked okay. So what I did is I wrapped the wall around here, and it just kind of went away right here and came back real briefly here, kind of went down in the water a little bit there, and then over here we pop back up and make a little turn right here, and then I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit in right here, and it will not have anything here probably because I kind of just like the way that is right there. And then over here, we might pick up somewhere in this area and whoa, get stuck on some vines there. And then, yeah, and then wrap it around this way. And so what I kind of did was use the marshy area where it was only one block deep to determine where I'm going to actually place the wall. And then down in here, I might put some broken pieces down in the water here and there, kind of like I've trailed off and done right there, for example, and then maybe just kind of lead it off. Something like this, just to kind of give you an idea with varying blocks, of course, and yeah, and kind of see what we end up with a situation like that. So yeah, I feel like I'm kind of jerking the camera around a lot. I apologize also if my voice is a little bit funky sounding. I think it was in the previous clip as well. It's because it's morning voice, and it was morning voice yesterday too, and it sounds kind of funky, I know, but got to record when I'm able. So the next thing we're going to do is I actually I had a tree. This leaf block was a placement for a tree that was here originally. I was going to replace with one of my custom trees, but I think it actually looks okay the way it is right now. I don't want to block off too much of my view here. So I've got to determine maybe right here would be a good place for one to kind of close this area in. I'm trying to think of the overall environment and atmosphere, and I want it all to be a little bit closed in and self-contained. So that might be a good idea right here to almost kind of continue that wall filling we have to close this environment in for itself, which is kind of something if you guys want to do, a little bit of a tip. And that is pretty much it. Let's see if we can't get a little bit of building on camera real quick. are back, and I went ahead and built us up a little bit larger of a dead tree right here. And we've gone over this several times. I even did the tutorial on why and how I do these things. This one's a little bit bigger than the ones I've done in the past, but that's basically because I wanted this root system to come out like that, like you see in swampy areas a lot of times. In the real world, we put some dangling branches down to make this thing look just as nasty as we can. And I thought this might be a little bit of a root that popped up. You guys are having a hard time seeing this in the night, I'm sure, on YouTube. I'm very sorry, but I wanted to give it a kind of a Halloween spooky feel, and I hope that's working for you. But you probably can't see these roots in the water, I guess is what I'm getting at. But they kind of lead out to this little deal here. I went ahead and put the tree from the tutorial over here, and it looks okay, but I didn't really find a place that I wanted to put it or anything else. I think everything else looks okay the way it is. Of course, natural or custom trees everywhere would look good too, but I kind of like the gray acacia wood that we did. That trick was fun, and I didn't want to see the ends of the acacia, so I thought, well, let's just leave it the way it is so that it's just kind of coming halfway up like we see on a lot of these. And I did go ahead and turn this rib cage around to make that look a little bit better. And yeah, and so this is kind of what we ended up with, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Check the description for downloads, and thanks for watching. Have a great day, and as always, keep it creative.